Hello everyone, let's start with some theory. Right now, prompts are treated like the main artifact. We spend hours fine-tuning them, but what about the specifications? They're usually scattered across document or just stuck in people's heads. We rarely have a complete spec that everyone can align on. Here's the key idea. A specification is the full description of what and how a system should behave. A prompt is just a narrow projection of that spec into a particular LLM context. Think of it like source code and compiled binaries. The source is durable, while the binary is disposable. When specs are missing, no one really has the full picture. If you treat a prompt as a spec, critical details get lost during optimization. Business logic becomes fragile, and suddenly the prompt feels like the single source of truth, when in fact it's just a shallow snapshot. With clear specifications, we flip the game. We can regenerate prompts for any model. We can create stable evals that actually test requirements. We can A/B test spec versions instead of ad hoc prompts. We can even auto-generate docs, articles, or podcasts. Specs unlock scalability. And now let's see how this may work in practice. This is a demo where specs drive everything, from prompts to dataset to evals. Here's the prospector, the tech demo of a specification-centric agent swarm. It consists of 6 dedicated agents and 25 tools that help to generate and evaluate prompts. Everything starts with the task description. Here I define the task of masking PII in text, and it is routed to tasks and specs agents to be stored as a part of spec. All of the agent artifacts are stored in database or files. So the PII task record appeared in the specifications table. Now it asks if I want to add any specifications to my task. I refuse and ask it to generate some example inputs for it. It does a spec-db lookup, finds nothing except for the PII task, and generates 7 test input examples for the bare task description. I agree to store them. Let's check the database, and here they are. Now I want to generate a prompt. It checks the specs, finds none, and warns me that I better have some. I insist to proceed. The prompt is ready. Note that it inferred that I would want to feed some text to it. Let's make sure that the prompt appeared in the DB. Here it is. Now we are ready to see how our prompt performs. Let's run it. It takes some time. Yes, show me the details, please. So, 7 tests, all passed. That's because we don't have evals yet. Let's follow the link to see the complete reporting from Foo. What we see here is how our examples were fed to the prompt and what responses it generated. We see some formatting issues, like responses include before and after, but in general it did surprisingly well. It's time to populate our specs. I want to address the formatting issues. Oops, I accidentally hit enter, so it took a task to generate additional task specifications itself. Okay, what do we have? Output text should preserve original formatting, good. And masking format, great. Almost exactly what I wanted. Now let's generate evals. It does a spec lookup, and what do we have? Detection accuracy, preserve formatting, and masking format. Looks good. Let's make sure it populated our evals config. Here it is. So do we want to run evals one more time? Now let's generate new prompt from new specs. It takes some time. Okay, we have one more prompt in DB. Let's do one more run. It takes more time. Everything passed again, and yes, I want to see the details. Perfect score. Let's use the link and go to prompt foo. Here we see two versions of prompt with respective outputs compared against the same set of evals. It says that both prompts 100% pass, but we clearly see that the first prompt keeps failing at formatting, and we can fine-tune the eval, then add more data, rerun more specs, yada yada yada. But I'll stop here, thank you.